Hey guys, and welcome back to another What If here. Today we are doing What If Naruto had the Sharingan Part 2. Yes, I know I just uploaded Part 1 yesterday, but I kind of just had just my mind was running a million miles an hour with what would happen next. So I was like, screw it, I'll just make Part 2. So yeah. Anyway, if you want to know what happened in the last part, well, we just left off with what happened in the last part was we went through how Naruto got the Sharingan and why is it not purple, violet, and dang it, and what I'm bad at remembering, and like whose trainer, will be to master the eye, and where we left off in there was at the start of the academy, I think just before the day ended, he was in the school, we told, it said what kind of happened, and yeah, but if you want a better and more detailed description, go in the description down below, and the playlist will be linked there, which will take you to the first one, which, yeah. Anyway, or watch all the way this through and then watch the last part. If you're someone like that's like, well, I don't care, I'll just watch all of this, then I'll watch the last one, which I think part 1 is like an hour and 30 minutes long. Or it's definitely in the hour long thing, which this might be too. Anyway, let's get into this, because I'm rambling on. So, yeah. So we're gonna have a time skip. So he'll be so he's 6 now, in the academy, his first day. So we're gonna have a 4-year time skip. So he's now 10, and within those 4 years, of being kind of in the academy, and of course mainly training with Kakashi managed to, of course, get the Hokage to agree that now to go on D rank. So he's done around 400, up until now 400 D ranks, and of course Naruto did go with him after school to go to the Hokage's office to ask if he could go on at least maybe one C rank every other week or something like that. And he thought about it, and it's it could be, and as he said, it could be below escort, so I get say some so I get used to going out the village, so I get more experience. And he thinks about this and he goes, well, okay then. And over those 4 years he's done around 100 C ranks, and and of course Kakashi's now cut to now after the 4 years time skip. So you guess now, so when Naruto, are you the gaining exams are coming up in tomorrow? It's Kakashi. It's what about it? It's if you if you do the gaining exams, then if you pass them, which you will, I don't see why you won't. But yeah, if you manage to pass them, then we may be able to do a lot more C ranks, and he may even let us do B ranks, because you've done over 400 D ranks, and I don't think I know anyone else in the village that's done 400 D ranks with me. And of course a lot of people tend to do C to B ranks. Most people will end up doing C ranks, but Yeah, but I don't think I know somebody who's not a ninja that's done 400 D ranks and 100 C ranks. So if you become a genin, he may let us go, well, you can do C ranks and maybe the occasional B ranks. And as he sees that, you're fine with B ranks, he may go, okay, you can do B ranks and maybe once a month an A rank or something like that, and then, progress through the ladder. And it's like, well, sure, I was thinking of doing it anyway, because I'm not really learning anything in school. It's like the lessons I'm there for, that, what, of course, you and Gramps have deemed, necessarily. So, stuff I should know are stuff that I already know, thanks to, well, you teaching me and me just, who kind of going, well, isn't that common sense though? Then it's like, oh wait, none of them are kind of going on missions yet, so they haven't learnt that for themselves. So yeah, it's because well, fair point. Yeah, you are going to know some stuff that they teach in school because you're having to learn that on missions. So if you don't know it, you're gonna learn it. Yeah. And so yeah, and of course, and well, yeah. So yeah, then you go, well, of course you had to, know what I do. It's like, yeah, you do the battle test. As all the people that he's failed have still failed. So, he still has an impact on, the kids that he's failed, which are happy that, he failed them because, it taught them teamwork and maybe some other thing, a boy was to, is to kind of, what do I do now? But, brother, can't remember. But I think they were just random side characters. Yeah. People you're really not meant to remember, but I do. Yeah. It was 3 people in the middle, I think the smaller one, was relying on his brothers too much. As it was a brother team, literally. All 3 of them are brothers. Yeah. And of course, Kakashi, of course, knows that he has got a Sharingan. He's part, 1/3 Uchiha. So Kakashi knows, of course, the fellow Kage, who's and he knows, and so does Dwyer. They're the only 3 that know currently that he has the Sharingan, and also doing that for doing those 4 years, around a year before, so a year ago, so when he's 9, the fellow Kage called him in, as he gave him a scroll that his dad wanted, would give to him if he was alive, or his mum would if his dad died and she was alive. But of course they're both dead, so the fellow Kage is given to him, and of course the fellow Kage doesn't know what's in it, nobody does. As he goes, thanks, Father Kage, I'll look at it when I get home after training with Kakashi. So he takes with him, he trains, and then he goes home. And then what's in it is what made his father famous, the flying Raijin. Well, the flying Raijin, or flying Thunder God technique. Yeah, flying Raijin or flying Thunder God. Yeah. And of course he lists how to do it, and of course he's been also going into medical ninjutsu. So if he gets hurt or that, even though he's got even though he can heal pretty fast, if he also knows medical ninjutsu, he can heal himself. Or if one of his teammates gets hit or that, he can heal them. So yeah, that's what he's been learning, and he's been been like he's been like into, of course, sales. He's also been, of course, he's got a good grasp over his snow Genkai, and he's now able to manifest like 3 chains, with them all like being able to like write his name quite detailed. Well, quite good, but yeah. Yeah, and and well, obviously he's mastered his Sharingan's fully mature. Does him and Kakashi pretty much tend to battle with one another with them. Well, yeah, even though of course Naruto Naruto doesn't use it that often. Why? Because he knows that it's the eye is only as good as the person itself. So it may be able to tell you that there's a punch coming at you to your left, but can you move fast enough? So yeah, and of course, if you can see that without the Sharingan active, then the Sharingan's going to be able to show even further in advanced. So yeah, or it may slow down even more, so almost acts like it's in super slow motion, or to the point where it looks like time stopped, pretty much. And of course, that's what they do. Besides from their practice, besides from their warm up, which is like 100 runs up a tree and 100 runs from the water to like land, like constantly forward and backwards, no break. So yeah. So of course their chakra, like both Kakashi and Naruto's chakra reserves are slowly getting bigger. Naruto's are getting bigger at a semi-faster rate because of the QB, and he does talk to her. Or Kuruma. Or Kuruma, which, yes, Kuruma in this timeline is a girl, and she also has a humanoid form. Yes. So, of course, she looks like a human, but with 9 tails behind her, and fox ears, obviously, because she's a 9-tailed fox. Anyway. Yeah, and of course, they've, constantly been training. Yeah, so they do what they normally do, and of course Naruto's also slowly been learning how to do the flying Raijin, because he wants to. He's also yeah. So he goes to bed. Next day comes and he passes the Genin exam, or what the school does. Because all that is to read out anyone that to read out the people that don't have the potential just yet to be able to become a Genin, become a new ninja. And so of course the fellow Kage puts him on a team of 2 random people, with Kakashi as the 2 random people. And at Moko's do the battle test, he tries to get them to listen, but they don't. So they end up failing, but of course he doesn't fail Naruto. So he goes to the fellow Kage and goes, hi there, Lord Fridays. Like the fellow Kage's son, and I forget her name. I can't remember what her name is, but she's like, Kakashi, so you're here to tell us, did your team fail again? It's like, well, 2 of them did, 1 of them didn't. As Christy Felkai is like, I would assume that person wouldn't fail your test. It's like, huh? Who's that person? Oh, that person is Naruto's Maki. It's like, what? Isn't he? It's like, yeah, he's only 10 years old. So, and he passed your test. It's like, yeah, well, he tried to get his teammates to listen, but they didn't, because they were older than him. Their excuse was that oh, we're older than him, so we know better. It's like, well, not really. And yeah, so Naruto ended up fighting me, and Well, I would have gotten here sooner if I wasn't knocked out. So, and you knocked out. It's like, oh yeah, Naruto surprised me and landed a good kick, and I passed out. And yeah, of course he said he healed it while he kicked me, so there wouldn't be any lasting damage. As like photo case, like, what did hit you? Someone would hurt in anyone that's a boy. You know, like their private parts. He's like, oh, that would hurt. Yeah. It's like, well, I guess, like, yeah. And it's like I even had the Sharingan active and he still, like, he caught me completely off guard. I didn't see him. It's like, well, I guess, when you have the genius, you are going to get caught off guard, aren't you? It's like, true, I guess that's why you get. It's like, at first I thought it was like, once I, just before it hit, I saw him and I was like, it's like going to turn into a clone. It's like going to turn into Thunder Clone. To, like, electrocute me and then, you could grab out that way. But no, he decided to knock me out instead. So, yeah. And so, they were quite surprised. No one doing, how did this boy, Naruto, of course. No one really knows of Naruto. Well, everyone, of course, knows Naruto. He's, like, the child of Night Owl and sort of thing. But nobody can say that because, well, if they do, they'll be killed on sight. The second they say it, they'll be killed. So, yeah. And of course, the only two people that are Nick's that are, well, that, don't have to worry about the heads being chopped off is Naruto himself and the Hokage. So, yeah. Or, well, any of the Hokages, but, there's only one that is alive as his predecessor died, sealing it inside of him. So, yeah, anyway. And because Naruto's, like, helped out in the village, of course he's, like, people still fear him and hate him, but there's a lot less people that do now, as a lot of them see him as, like, they seem more, well, now, they realise that, he's just human with, like, the, like, QB inside, sealed inside. He's not the QB, because obviously we've gone on a rampage and destroyed everything by now. So, yeah. And we'll have another 2-year time skip. Yes. So he's now 12. And it would be like, around it, like 10 minutes before, like, the, gaining exams finish. Yes. And of course, Kakashi did ask him, and so did the Hokage if he wanted to take part in the like tuning exams, and Naruto said, well, I would rather wait until I've got a team and that, because otherwise I may be able to clear it, but then I'm gonna have to, well, like, use my Sharingan, and, well, you probably don't want nobody knowing yet that I've got the Sharingan. So, yeah. And also, Naruto's, in that 2 years time slip, he's also managed to master the Flying Raijin, but still nobody knows that he knows the Flying Raijin and has mastered it, like, to his dad's level. So, yeah. The only thing different is that instead of it being yellow, it would be like a purple, because he generally has his eyes active when he's using it. Like, that's the only reason why it would be purple. Well, violet. But he's also, his speed is also kind of gone up to a point where a lot of his enemies, well, not enemies, but a lot of the missions, because he's now gone on, say, like, around, like, 650 D ranks, so 250 more. he's gone on around 400 what was it, C ranks? No, oh, whatever. He's gone on around 250 A ranks. No, 300 B ranks. 250 A ranks and 12 S rank missions. 12 meaning that, he's gone on like once a month with Kakashi. As when they did start, going on S ranks, like, because they're all success, as he's known as like the Purple Flash, or as he goes, he does go very fast, but he doesn't have a bingo book entry. My reason, or the reason why he doesn't, is because he's a genin. So, like, none of them have put him in there. Yeah, so if he's a Chunin or Jonin, he'll have a entry in the bingo book of whatever country. But the orders are if you see him, run in the opposite direction. Because, well, most countries just believe that, the Flash is reborn. They've got a Purple Flash. But he doesn't use the flying Raijin. All they think he's made like a space-time ninjutsu that doesn't need the kunai or the marks. That's what they're thinking, and that's what Naruto's trying to do. Is make a, of course, space-time ninjutsu teleportation technique that it doesn't need a marker. It just needs him to remember. Say where it's been, so you could teleport, say, from, over at the Sand Village, he could teleport down all the way over to, his home, and, at, even faster, because he's not having to, try and locate it. Then, once he's located, he's got, a hard lock on it, then he can teleport. It'd just be, okay, I want to teleport home just think where his home is, and then he'll just vanish and reappear in his house. Like that. Or, of course, he can use his, no, you won't be able to. Not yet. Anyway. But yeah. Also, oh, no, not yet. Well, nah. I was just thinking about something, but nah. I won't give him that just yet. Yeah, so of course he's now be, of course, getting, gaining as, the other rookies that did. So the other 8 rookies do become gaining, in canon. Nothing would change there. Just, of course, the only change that would be is when, Yuruka calls out Team 7, which would be, which would be, say Sasuke Uchiha and Sakura Haruno. You'll also have a person from, in the village. He's been a genin now for 2 years, has he? As he came a genin 2 years ago, and he'd been put on the same team as you. And he's the same age as you, actually. As, Shikamaru can only, think of one person, which is Naruto. He left 2 years ago. He became a genin 2 years ago. And, yeah. And he's kind of thinking about it, he's thinking, damn, the Chinese exams must be hard then. But no, Naruto just hasn't done Chunin exams at all, because he's been waiting for a team. And also, of course, Kakashi, told him that you don't have to do the battle test. Well, you don't have to. Only Sasuke and Sakura have to do the battle test. So, anyway, of course, Naruto would, like knock on the door, as Iruka's like, oh, I guess that's like him now, as he, opens the door, as Naruto opens the door and walks in, as Shikamaru and Choji, like, they, of course, and Kira, they all know who, they almost immediately recognise that as Naruto, as Choji and Shikamaru, no, not Choji, oh yeah, they go, oh, hey there, hi Naruto, you're so, damn, you've grown. It's like, hey guys, yeah, and I'll be here, I'm here because I'll be on Team 7. So whoever's, with me in Team 7, essentially will be a bit late for some reason, so, yeah, just relax. As a couple minutes would go by as everyone's left, even Hiruka's left. Not like the 3 hour wait that they had to wait for, but only a couple minutes. As then he comes, as Sakura, goes, Sensei, you're late. As he goes, well, I had to go to the Hokage office for something. Did Naruto here tell you? As they look at him, it's like, well, they didn't ask Kakashi, so why should I tell them something if they don't ask me to know, why you be late? I just told them that you'd be a couple minutes late. Yeah. He goes, well, everyone here, meet me on the roof. As he goes, and, he goes up and sort of leaves as Sasuke's like, oh no, not Sasuke, as Sakura's like, oh, come on, as she goes out through the door, it's like, wait, where's Naruto? As, even Sasuke didn't, see him, go past, or, he just vanished, it seemed like. As, of course, he's up there, as Kakashi comes, he's like, God damn it, I lost again. So it's like, well, I will be faster, because you only use technique, whereas I use my pure speed to get up here. And as a couple seconds later, Sasuke and Sakura are up there, get up to the top, but they're panting as they ran all the way up the stairs, as they, they're on the bottom floor, and it's what a 3-story building, something like that. So there's 4 flights of stairs roughly to get to the top. It's either a 3-story high or 2-story high building. So it's either got 3 flights of stairs to run all the way up, and no tire anyone out. So yeah. As they sit down, as Kakashi's like, well, introduce yourself. Tell me, your. Well, yeah, just introduce yourself. As Sakura's like, well, how about you do it first, Kakashi Sensei, so we know how to do it. As he's like, fine. As Naruto goes, yes, tell them what you actually like, not just the business that you did last time with me. So he's like, fine. It's like, well, I forget his clan name, but Kakashi. He goes, I'm Kakashi Atake. What I like is training and sparring with Naruto here. What I hate are people who break the rules and leave their teammates behind. And well, what I hate are people who don't look after, who place the mission on higher regards than their teammates. Your teammates should always be the first before the mission. Even if the mission has to fail for all 3 of you to survive, that is fine. And my dreams for the future, well, I guess to have a family. As he goes, well, Naruto, your turn now. It's like, well, I'm Naruto Uzumaki. My likes are training, eating ramen, and sparring with Kakashi's. what I like to do is start. And I also like to go on missions with him. What I hate are fangirls that all they do is just get in the way and they're like, oh, he's so powerful, he's so strong, and they don't even bother training. Like, what's the point of a fangirl becoming a ninja? It's like the person you're fan over probably doesn't even like you in the first place and probably hates you in the beginning. Because you're just a waste of time, you're not getting stronger. You're just going, oh, look at me. You're not getting any stronger. You just become more and more stupid and a waste of time for that person. And the time it takes for ramen to cook. My dreams for the future to become the greatest and strongest Hokage that ever was. And then, like, Sasuke's, whole deal would be the same, because his, the Uchiha massacre still would happen. And it's like, what? It's just like, well, he lies a bit. It's like, well, me and Kakashi one mission went, me and Kakashi once, went on an S-rank mission and we ended up encountering Itachi, didn't we? Kakashi sees where Naruto's going with this. I was like, yeah, and he was like, he had his tail in between his legs running away. Because, we got him to an inch of his life. If any of our jutsus would have landed, he would have ended up dying. So, if you can't beat us, you're clearly in no way of getting revenge. As Sasuke's he's kind of interested to hear more on how. And he's kind of angry. He's like, yeah, and you'll probably never be able to beat him as you're just here trying to get stronger by using rage as revenge for you. As a motivator, but you're never going to get strong enough. If so, then, the so-called Great Uchiha clan isn't that great. If, I'm not a part of the Uchiha clan, I'm not even an Uchiha, and yet, I'm Kakashi, which are both not from the Uchiha clan, managed to beat him within an inch of his life. So, the Uchihas clearly won. And plus, if the Uchiha clan was great, then you should have maybe become a genin, 2 years ago, the same time I did, or even before me. But no, it seems like the Uchiha clan isn't that great. As Sakura say the same thing besides from not hating Naruto, as she doesn't really know, or she's forgotten who Naruto is, because she's a fangirl, and fangirls are like that. They have a one-track mind, which is to make the person they've got a crush on fall in love with them. So yeah. As he tells them where to be tomorrow, and he goes like, I suggest you not eat breakfast tomorrow, otherwise you'll throw up. As he then disappears, and so does Naruto. Of course, those two disappear to go and train, as that's what they like to do in their spare time. Just train. Mind you, Naruto still has the sexy jutsu, but he's also refined it to a very high transformation jutsu. So instead of the transformation jutsu being instead of it just disguising someone, so if you've got the Sharingan, you'll be able to see who it is underneath. This one transforms the complete body. So when Naruto does his transformation, jutsu, his sexy jutsu, he actually physically becomes a naked female. So yeah, with the entire reproductive system, all of that, it is has to get out. So yeah, so if you wanted to become a fox, you could use that, and you'd now be an animal. And of course, he does teach Kakashi the technique. So Ukashi, like, so they're able to do, like, like, spy work, listening in on, like, information and that, or even, like, able to get, like, into a camp and destroy it before anyone, knows what happens, because, it's just like a small little, like, wild animal that all of a sudden, they die to. So, yeah. Yeah. And of course, they would end up, Sasuke and Sakura do end up passing. And as Naruto does have, like, some more jutsus in all 5, of course, of his nature one. Yeah. Don't know what I was saying. Yeah. Anyway, he's made, had a couple more jutsus for his Snokeki Genkai. He's gotten, he can now use, like, 5 chains, and he can also now, like, use them for battle and protecting, and you can also pause, like, their chakra, like, the person's chakra away from them, so he can drain them, like, the person's chakra and that. So yeah. And he's also, I don't know, he's already mastered the Sharingan, and he's wondering if, like, this is its last form. And also, like, in that 2 years, he's also started training with Kuma's chakra, as he's able to like control 2 tails of chakra. So in the 9-tailed, like in the chakra, like the chakra cloak, it's got 2 tails, as he's able to control it, and he's slowly learning it. Yeah. And of course the missions that they would go on would be, of course, D ranks, and they do like over 100. Like, I think they did like over 125 or so, like, D rank missions, more than any other, like, gaming team out there. And plus him and Naruto, ranked up even more than that. So, yeah. And of course, so when they go back from, like, catching the cat, as Sarutobi's that, it's like, what should your next mission be? As Naruto steps in, it's like, well, I think our next mission, Hokage, should, like, I think our team is ready to do like a low C rank mission, like a low C rank escort mission. It's like maybe, like, not too far away, but yeah, I think a low C rank mission. As you go, so Cassie, do you think your team's ready? It's like, well, I do, and plus, if it goes wrong, there's me and Naruto there, so you won't have to worry. It's like, well, yeah. It's like, okay. And it's, he says, like, bringing bridge builder. As he comes and he goes, well, you be escorting Tazuna to the Land of Waves here. To his home country, the Land of Waves. And stay there, like, and protect him until the, like, bridge is finished construction. As, like, Naruto kind of picks up that, it could be, like, even though, of course, like, Tazuna is, like, like a low C rank, Naruto kind of thinks, to himself, like, it could possibly be B rank, as, by the way, the Hokage, said it. Because he thinks, well, if it's an escort mission to, like, for someone, like, like a bridge builder and that, you don't need to have to protect them, and if you do, then that's looking at mid to high C rank. And, like, to protect them until the bridge is finished, that's like going in low B rank. As you know, as of course he goes to Kakashi, he goes, well then, Kakashi Sensei, when we'll be leaving? As he goes, we'll be leaving tomorrow. When they leave, so the crack of dawn. As they leave, as as he goes, as Naruto goes to Kakashi, and he goes, Kakashi Sensei, I think this has the high chance of turning into a B, possibly even A rank. Like A rank, so you think so? It's like, yeah, how the the third Kage, why did it, like, if it's just, an escort, which, like, we asked for a low C rank escort mission, which only, we just escort them there and then, come back, because the mission would be, a success. If we need to stay there, like, and protect them, then that's, like, mid to high C, like, C rank. And especially, like, if it's a bridge builder that we have to stay there protecting until the bridge is built, then that's low B rank. Or it has a very high chance of becoming a low B rank. And he goes, I see that, but why do you think it could be an A rank? Well, he said the land of waves, and, well, like, when you was, like, out doing a B rank, he sent me, like, on a, like, low, on, like, a, like, low C rank, just to get some information on, like, just to see how the wave country is doing. And, I came back, and, when I went there, it was, bad. And, yeah, so I've got a feeling, that, and if the bridge is built, whoever, is controlling that area, because it's very hard to get in and out. So, yeah, so, like, you're very easily noticed as ninja, luckily, enough for, like, my transformation tutor. I was able to slip in and out without nobody noticing me. So, yeah. But, yeah, this has got a very high chance of becoming an A rank. So, like, when we go that, like, when we're going our way, be on high alert. It's like, as much as I want to, like, turn my Sharingan on when we're on that mission, I know I won't be able to, because, well, Sasuke and Sakura, well, they don't know, and of course, if you put us through to, like, the tuning exams, and, everyone arrives, then, like, I'll show them, and I'll tell them. But if this does go A rank, and there's, like, an A or S rank mission, then I will have to, show it, and, yeah, and if you're caught off guard, I'm definitely gonna have to show it. So, yeah. As then, like, they'll, then, he's like, well, alright, I can, understand why. As, like, Ely, like, they, go off. Yeah, like, they go off as they, well, Kashi, like, even though he does love reading books, he doesn't really, read that much now, is because he's, like, trains Naruto, and he sees Naruto, like, as a younger brother, and that. So, yeah, he's gotten over his, like, depression and that now, because he, as I said in part 1, like, hit something, dang it, why can't I remember the saying? Hit two birds with one stone, or something like that. Yeah. I know the saying, I just can't, I don't know. Yeah. No. I've been talking for too long. Anyway. So, yeah, so they go off, and they're, like, as Naruto's training them in his transformation jutsu. He's not training them in the sexy jutsu style, but he is training them in, like, the, like, of, like, how to become a female, because he's able to become, like, a normal, like, male person, but he wants to know, also how to become like a female. So, he does teach that as, it's another way of like chakra training, because it does drain your chakra. More so if you're like a male or female, or in a like completely like another like animal body. It's like, if you're a cat, dog, donkey, horse, I don't know, dragon, frog, it takes more chakra to hold up. And by female, well, because male, you have to pretty much reproduce the entire reproductive system. If you're like going into a male body, well, you don't really have to worry that much. You may have to alter it a tiny bit, but not much. So yeah. So they do that. They go back. As him and Kakashi go to Ichiraku Ramen, they have some ramen, obviously. Naruto has his standard 5 or 10 bowls. Then they go their separate ways. They go home, have a shower, and go to bed. Or else everyone else is asleep. Naruto, his body's asleep, but he's awake, but he's in his mindscape with Kuma, as he does then some training with her. Yeah, as he's trying to control the third tail, as of course. No, it's the fourth tail that goes into a different mode. Yeah, so he's slowly getting the hang of the third tail. Yeah. And yeah, so then, next day, of course, he gets up and he has breakfast, and then he goes off to meet up with everyone. As he's there first, then Kakashi comes, then the bridge building, then the other two come seconds later. It's seconds after one another. So yeah, and then off they go. As 2 hours into the journey, Naruto spots there's water, a water puddle. As he sees, Kakashi's also spotted that, and he thinks hasn't rained for days though, so that must be, this is definitely depending on who's in that water puddle, it's either B rank or A rank. This is either B or A rank. As they keep on walking quietly. So some Sakura talking to the bridge builders, just getting to know him and wondering what the rave country is like. As then of course the I forget what they're called, but the two people jump out of the water as they Kakashi makes it look like they killed him, even though Naruto saw him substitute at the end. As Naruto goes in and in a purple flash knocks them out. As when he starts going fast, he needs to activate his Sharingan to when he's going full speed, he needs to have his Sharingan activated so he can actually perceive his speed. Otherwise, he'll overshoot and he'll either run into a tree or that. So yeah. So that's always why it looks like a purple flash. As Tarzan feels a lot safer now, as he knows he's got the strongest team, as with Kakashi, because he knew a lot of people, well, not that many, but some people definitely know Naruto's exploits, of being called the Purple Flash, and that, as you'd feel a lot safer knowing that the Purple Flash is with them, kind of has pretty much new Flash. Yeah. So of course Sasuke and Sakura don't even see Naruto move. All they see is just a flash of purple, and the next thing they know, the two brothers that were that just, after killing dang it, I forgot his name now, Kakashi, they fell down with Naruto like over them. As goes, Kakashi, I know you're alive, come out. As he jumps down as he then interrogates Tazuna to why is that this is now B rank, or even as Naruto said A rank. Well, he doesn't say that, but he does say this could be B rank to A rank. So yeah, as he suggests should we go back, but like this is thrown everyone as they have a vote, and of course it's to carry on. Which of course he knows that Naruto is capable of doing this mission all by himself, even if it is like possibly A rank. As they of course get talk about as they go into the land of waves, and then a couple of minutes later, after walking for a little bit, of course Zabuza appears. As fleeing, as Naruto senses movement, as he looks over that, as he sees that, as he throws kunai, he's like, damn it, that's just a rabbit. As he goes over and it's like this, it's a white rabbit. As Sakura's just just throw him out, pretty much just trying to argue with him that it's a white rabbit. Why are you trying to kill rabbit? And goes as he thinks it's get, as he shouts then down, get down, as a sword swings across thing. It's this, it's why, what goes through his head is why, but this is only used for, as he, as he comes across the answer, he shouts, get down. As, yeah. And, of course, yeah, as of course, he lands on the sword and he's like, if it isn't, what's good, not Sasuke. Dang it. Kakashi of the Sharingan, the copy, yeah, Kakashi, the copy ninja, the ninja that's copied over 1,000 jutsus. And he goes, and it seems like I've also ran into the purple flash as well. However, that two people, this will be a fun time. As Naruto does some hand signs as Kakashi sees them, as he nods to Naruto as Naruto does a shadow clone as it runs in a different direction. As what he pretty much said to Kakashi is that there's another ninja nearby that the ninja could be working with Zabuza. As Kakashi goes, don't worry Naruto, I'll go and battle him. So, just protect the others. As Mist starts rolling and as is like, you sure, Kakashi? I think I should take him on. As I know your disadvantage is the fog. It's like, no, I'll still take him on. As the the fight still goes on, as same, he ends up getting into trapped in the water jutsu as Naruto does a wind style air current, which shows just a low wind jutsu just to blow away the air. Well, not blow away the air. Generally used say if any, no, it's just he just made it for. Just why not? He generally uses it to keep himself cool when he's in the desert. So he uses that jutsu as it blows away all the fog as the others see, Kakashi in the water pits, and as Naruto's like, damn it, I'm gonna have to use the Sharingan. And and Sasuke and Sakura are gonna find out as he goes, as he's like, well, what are you gonna do now? Are you gonna run away, or are you gonna run away? One, are you gonna run away? Two, are you going to give me the bridge build and I'll give you back your sensei? Or three, will you fight me? As Sakura and Sasuke are, scared, as Naruto goes, I choose the fourth option, kill you. As, of course, Sasuke and Sakura just look at him in the eye, look at him as, Sasuke can see, his eyes, it's, as, his eyes are like a violet, as he thinks, how has he got the Sharingan? Why does he have the Sharingan? He's not only two, why does he have it? So, yeah. As Naruto, rushes in, as he does a couple of fan sign, as he does snow style avalanche, as a ton of snow falls down, as dang it, as you'd have to jump back, as Kakashi's like, oh, you've been holding that one back. It's like, well, it makes it hard when you have to try and find the body afterwards. So I thought, I'd save it when we kind of, when one of us gets trapped or that. So yeah. And, well, yeah, as Kakashi then, just as he's about to finish off, Zabuza, another, missing, the other person, comes, the other ninja, or Haku, he comes in, he throws Senbon at the net, but he sees Kakashi still going to, kill him. As Naruto's like, kill him now, the other ninja is close by, as the other ninja just barely manages to grab him and flees. So, yeah, as Kakashi's panting. He doesn't collapse, but he's heavily panting. As he then goes off, as he then collapses, as Naruto goes over, picks him up, he's like, well, that's over with, but I don't think, he's dead, because, I've been studying in, medical, medical jutsus, and, once you learn how to throw them properly, you can throw them, and put people into a death-like state, so Zabuza is definitely not dead. That's why I told you, to keep on your attack and kill him, because he's not dead. It's like, yeah, I know. It's like, it's like, well, you should cover your eye then. I mean, yeah, so it's trying to figure out a way so that, the Sharingan for Kakashi, puts a lot less strain, as, Sasuke's just kind of overwhelmed that, how does Naruto and how does Kakashi and Naruto, have the Sharingan. As Naruto says, well, Kakashi here got his Sharingan, as they're walking as he goes around, Kakashi sensei, he got his kind of as a parting gift from one of his friends that died in the Third Great Ninja War. And I was born with mine. I am 1/4 Uchiha. My dad was half Uchiha, but he didn't have the genes to activate the eye. And, well, my mum is from an Uzumaki, some half Uzumaki, and yeah, 1/3 each year. I won't tell you any more about my parents because they are dead, and well, like my parents are an S rank secret, or S rank or higher. Oh, and by the way, if any of you tell any of your friends that I've got the Sharingan, you'll be killed on sight. As this is as like me having the Sharingan is in like double S rank secret or even higher. So yeah, tell anyone and you and that person will both die. No matter who you are, even you, Sasuke, you'll die if you tell anyone. Yeah. So like they understand as they go as Kakashi rests up as Naruto teaches them through the couple of days Kakashi is resting for, he teaches them how to walk up on a tree, and that is what they've mainly been trying to do. Him and Naruto's been trying to get Sasuke and Sakura to work together. As of course Sasuke will fail, fall off the tree. Sakura's look at me, I'm up there. As Naruto goes, yeah, okay, come back down then. So what done? It's no, come back down right now and go back up there. You have to run up there now. She's like, what? It's yeah, I want you to run up and down that tree 10 times, and if you can do that, then it will increase more. She's like, what? It's well, if you can't walk back down and walk back up, you clearly can't do it in the first place. As she is slowly coming down, as she then falls to the ground panting. As she's pretty much near enough almost out of chakra, as then she passes out. It's chakra source. Then as Naruto gives her a bit of his, so she at least comes conscious. As she's just pats as she's she just does have the same chakra as Naruto does. It's wow, it seems like you're gonna have to do this. And it's well, it's clear that the Uchiha clan isn't that great. As well, if you can't do this, Sasuke, you're not, you can't, you're nowhere near Itachi's level. As of course, within 3 more days, he does manage to get up the tree. And Sakura is at least able to run up and down the tree twice. Yeah. Before she ends up either collapsing from exhaustion or passing out. Yeah, from chakra exhaustion. As he's gonna, if he's doing the training, he's gonna push them to the limit. And beyond that, if he can. Yeah. Well, of course, he can't really push them beyond that limit because if he pushes them to that limit, they'll fall off the tree and collapse. As of course, he knows that. Well, yeah, he knows the only reason why he can go beyond this limit is because he's got, Kuma inside of him to give him chakra, and his chakra pretty much runs dry. So yeah, and. Well, yeah, as of course, you can't. Well, yeah, as Kakashi says, well, I think it's time that we all 3 of us go, to escort him to the bridge. As you've been doing that right now. So it's well, not exactly one of my clones has, and I don't see Sabzar or that come. So who knows? They may be out for another couple of days, but yeah, no, we're not sure. As of course, they get they'll eat lunch. I mean, Julie, not Tamari. Is it Tamari? Oh no, the bridge builder's son. He still kind of plays up as Naruto. Well, he'll get the ump and he'll just say, well, seems like you've never been out of this house then, huh, spoiled brat? you've got a mother who loves you, and you've got a grandfather that's building a bridge so that he can save this country from like ruin. And you paid for this mission out of his own pocket so that he could get this bridge built, and all you're doing here is whining. Have you seen the kids in town? They've got no family. They're eating like any food they can get from the trash can, and here you are moaning. You've got a house over your head, you've got a roof over your head, you've got a nice home to come to, you've got a mum, grandfather, so I think you should shut up and grow up. As he'd run off. As Naruto just storm outside, he's just had it. He hates people like that, who just take stuff for granted and that. So yeah, as of course as Kakashi goes and calms the boy down, and he explains why Naruto kind of said those things, and that Naruto, he doesn't hate you, he just he will explain. And yeah, anyway, so yeah, and of course Naruto would leave a clone back at the house just in case, Zabuza send some people to say as insurance or that. It's they'd have to hand over the bridge builder to not hurt his family, kind of thing. But yeah, so of course two people that go to get from his daughter get knocked out, as Naruto ties them up around a tree and then dispels. Yeah, and of course at the battlefield, Naruto and Sasuke would be in the ice mirrors battling the ice person, as Sasuke does manage to finally reactivate his eyes after after 6 years of them just being idle. He manages to awaken them again. Yeah, and of course Sasuke still ends up what happens in canon, that kind of deal where he ends up kind of fake dying. Of course Haku just puts him in a death-like state, but because of that, and of course Naruto kind of knows what Haku has done, but it's still such a surprise that Naruto gets the not even the Mangekyo Sharingan, he gets the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Because of his Uzumaki genes, he's pretty much skipped an evolution of the eye, because the Mangekyo Sharingan, the Mangekyo and the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, the only thing that difference is the Mangekyo makes you go blind, where the Eternal Mangekyo doesn't. But yeah, so he's skipped the version, but only because of his Uzumaki genes, and also a bit of and also being Legion Shirky of the Nine-Tailed Fox and his healing factor, so it skipped it skipped a version of the eye. So yeah, so Naruto now can warp kind of time and space and that. Yeah, so he kind of sets that up with, of course, he would set it up after the mission as another place to rest in that, because even though it's another dimension, he can put a the flying Ryan chain marker there, and he can just teleport in or send other people. Say if his team, it's say going on a 3-day mission, well, they don't have to camp outside, they can go in there, camp in there, wake up and continue on with that mission type deal. So yeah, and of course Haku still ends up kind of sacrificing herself to Kakashi, and Kakashi. Well, no, not yeah. And Tazuna. Is it Tazuna? No, Tazuna is the bridge builder. Zabuza still ends up like killing the person. Yeah. As well, yeah. And of course, Kakashi sees that at first he thinks that Naruto's woken the Mangekyo Sharingan, but it's only come afterwards when Naruto says that Kuma says that. It's like, as he goes over, he goes, Naruto, you've awakened the Mangekyo Sharingan. He's like, well, I thought that as well when Ninetales told me, when she told me, but no, it's the internal Mangekyo Sharingan. So she's like, oh, it's like, huh? It's like, yeah. She said the reason why I've skipped one is because I'm purging Shuriken plus my Uzumaki genes, and that's why I've skipped an eye step. It's like, well, I guess that makes sense. And plus, even if you just had the Mangekyo Sharingan, I don't think you'd ever go blind because of, well, the Kyuubi's chakra. It's always healing. It's your healing factor is beyond anyone else, and so I think healing any eye loss or that is quite possible having the Kyuubi still inside of you. So yeah. But of course, they of course stayed how the bridge is built, and they started up calling it the Great Naruto Bridge. And yeah, so of course they end up coming back. Kakashi and Naruto tells the fellow Kage what happened during the Land of Waves, and also that now Sasuke and Sakura know that he's got the Sharingan. And yeah, and he's like, come on, okay. And so he goes, well, there's going to be important missions for now. You've probably seen some ninjas have come, but in around a month's time, the tunings exam are going to come, but I'm gonna announce it 2 weeks from now. So yeah, and that's where I'm gonna end it. So guys, so in the next part 3, should be going through what what happens during the tuning exams and that, and yeah, and and how everyone's kind of reaction to him when he reveals that he's got the Sharingan and that. And yeah, if you guys like this part, well, no, if you guys have enjoyed this, if you enjoyed it so much and you want to see more just like this, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next What If video tomorrow. And hey, oh, and one more thing, guys. I'm next week, I'm probably my upload schedule is going to return to normal. Well, I say normal, but I'll probably be uploading Monday and Friday. Maybe I'll upload Wednesday, I'm not sure, but Monday and Friday there'll be a What If on Monday and Friday now. So instead of it just being Tuesday, you get a What If every Monday and Friday. So yeah, anyway guys, if you have enjoyed this, if you enjoyed it so much, and see more just like this, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next What If or video, depending on what I do. And hey, good bye.